led by Honorable Kangogo. I believe that is Honorable Kangogo's committee, being able to consider that petition. I hear the first prayer by the petitioners is to order suspension of any activities along the river. And I think they can only, the committee or the House can only do that upon submission of a report by the House. And therefore, I was just seeking guidance that committee then considers that petition very quickly, because the petitioners may imagine that tomorrow the Honorable Kangogo Bowen can issue a veto to the government that you suspend all activities, which probably they may not be aware is not possible to do that. Two, Honorable Speaker, even as the committee engages with the petitioners and other stakeholders, is to remind the committee to also look at the legal provisions in terms of the riparian reserves for the river, for streams, for tributaries, because I want to believe probably there are different way leaves for each of those waterways, but also to encourage our people to, and I hear them, I've heard of ancestral land, some sentimental attachment because they have buried ancestors. I pray that these ancestors have not been buried along the riparian reserve. Because, Honorable Speaker, the riparian is not part of your land. And we must also, as a House, be quick to inform and educate our people. Because the issues that you saw with the flooding in the country about a month ago, we lost close to 90 Kenyans resulting from flooding. Everybody rose to point fingers at the city county government of Nairobi. But we never look inwards and see what is it that we have done ourselves to contribute to the rise of those things. And probably these are some of the things that have contributed, not just to flooding in our city, but more importantly, Honorable Speaker, and I say that because I hail from Kikuyu, where part of Nairobi River starts from, in Ondire, and Nyongara and Getwe in the Gong Forest. And if you look at the water that comes from the source, very clean water. But by the time that water makes its way through Kawangware and Kangemi, by the time it is getting to my other neighborhood in Lavington, it is all raw sewage. It is a sludge. Therefore, we must also ask the committee, as you consider this petition, look at whether the petitioners have actually encroached on the riparian reserve. And if they have, I think it's only fair that you encourage them to move away from the riparian reserve so that we protect not just the people who are living along that riparian reserve, but also protect our environment in terms of pollution of that river, Honorable Speaker. And I must commend the work that is being done by the Nairobi River Restoration Project. I have seen what has been done around Kamukunji and parts of Eastland, and it is really commendable. In many cities around the world, Honorable Speaker, you know, from the Thames in London to the other river through Paris, I don't remember the name of that river. River Seine. Yes, through Paris. Waterfront or riverfront properties are the most valuable and most expensive properties. But riverfront properties in Nairobi are the worst. And therefore, we must move our country and our city towards that. And so I want to encourage the Kangogo's committee to consider all those issues as they consider that petition. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think that's a good petition. I had the privilege yesterday on behalf of the Committee of Housing, Urban Planning, and Public Works, which oversees the Nairobi River Commission. I had the opportunity to launch the first phase of rehabilitation along the Komba Market. And Mr. Speaker, what I saw in terms of what is existing now, I think it calls for a lot of attention from everybody. We interacted with majority of the citizens of Gekomba, and one of the statements they were issuing is that this filthiness does not come from Gekomba, it comes from upstream. And I bet the petitioners are the ones part of where this mess is coming from. Mr. Speaker, we will not be asking much as a committee. We'll be adjourned on this petition because of the responsibility that we also have to ensure that we have clean environment in our cities. Mr. Speaker, the issue of the riparian land is protected by law. So there is nothing much that the petitioners can do, but we have to wait and see whether their statement is valid or not. I therefore ask this House, ask you, Mr. Speaker, as we move forth, that our committee is joined on this petition. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Jen Kihara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is an important petition, and I'm seeking your advice as to whether the Committee on Lands, for purposes of the land issue where they seek compensation and where they say they are holding genuine title deeds, whether they can be incorporated, at least to have a look at the documentation that they may be having. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi niweze kuwapongeza ambao wameleta hii petition. Mheshimiwa Spika, sehemu ambazo ni za kushika maji, Mheshimiwa Spika, lazima ziangaliwe ili zisiweze kuleta madhara, Mheshimiwa Spika. Na hata kama hawa watu watakuwa wanapewa compensation, Mheshimiwa Spika, pia tuulizane kwa nini pale mwanzo waweze kupewa sehemu ambazo ni za kushika maji, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hiyo tukiangalia hapo mbeleni, iwekwe dhahiri kuwa wale wahusika wasiweze kupatia wananchi wakaanza kupitisha plans mpaka za kujenga sehemu ambazo ni za kushika maji na kuja kuwatatiza wananchi baadaye, Mheshimiwa Spika. Lakini pia iangaliwe kuwa pia hao watakaopewa hiyo compensation isiwe tu ile ambayo mtu hawezi akajimudu baadaye, iwe ni kitu cha kuonekana. Na nipongeze serikali kwa mara ya kwanza toka wakati wa uhuru ya taifa hili. Serikali hii ndio imekuwa ya kwanza kuweza kusafisha Nairobi River, imekaa safi, Mheshimiwa Spika. Lakini pia kuna mambo mengi ambayo yanabadilika na hewa. Kwa hiyo lazima wananchi wa Kenya waweze kuelezewa kiufasaha. Ikiwa hao wanatolewa hapa, kuna mabadiliko ya mazingira. Je, hapo mahali wanasongeza miaka inayokuja ni karibuni, pengine maji yanaweza kufika kule pia, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hiyo kama wanasongeza watu, waangalie hatua gani wanawapeleka, iwe hiyo ni mbali, isijekuwa tena miaka inayokuja, manake tunaona levels za maji zinazidi kuongezeka katika bahari zetu, katika mito zetu. Waangalie sehemu ambayo wakiwapeleka wananchi ni sehemu ambayo tena hawawezi kuja kuwatatiza tena, Mheshimiwa Spika. Otherwise mimi na support na nasema hii petition ni nzuri na inatupa mianya ya kuweza kujua sehemu gani mwananchi anafaa kukaa na sehemu gani hafai kukaa, Mheshimiwa Spika. Asante sana.
Janet Sitianei.
Gani hafai kukaa, Mheshimiwa Spika. Asante sana.
Janet Sitianei. Give to Janet the mic.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to add my voice. This is a very important petition, Honorable Speaker. Apart from actually cleaning Nairobi River from pollution, I think this should be actually expanded even to the other rivers, because what has happened, there has been a lot of destruction because of lack of protection of our rivers, and therefore they are drying up, we are losing water, and that is why even we are getting desertification. So, Honorable Speaker, this is a very important petition that I think if we did that to our country, then we'll have back our rivers getting water, because people are even planting trees up to the river, and mainly eucalyptus trees, which actually draws about 200 liters per day. And that is why you find most of our rivers have actually dried. We only have river beds. So, Honorable Speaker, this is a very important petition. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the petition is possibly merited, and it's important that it's looked into. But we must always remind ourselves that this country has very good laws, especially on environment, right from the National Environment Management Act and the regulations thereunder. And the biggest problem we have had is the goodwill to enforce laws on environment. It is the high time we actually took up this responsibility with the gusto, so that all matters relating to environment are treated with the importance which they deserve. We must go back to the old days when the late Honorable John Michuki, he had just been appointed Minister for Environment, and he actually assured the country that he would clean up Nairobi River, and the late Honorable Mutula Kilonzo Sr. would swim in there. And we took it with a lot of zeal that we would be having a very clean river that traverses the city. And unfortunately, that did not happen, and it has not happened to date. And especially when you see the slime on that river, it's not even a river, it's a sludge. The net effect is that the people of Machakos and Makueni, and to the extent of going into the Indian Ocean, use this water in the Athi River, in Galana, as a result of which we even risk their health. It is vitally important that the country comes to terms in enforcing environmental law so that we are given clean environment as a constitutional right. I support.
Makali Mulu.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I also want to thank the petitioners for this petition. It looks like Honorable Murugara has taken the words from my mouth. What I wanted to say, Honorable Speaker, is that we must realize that even as we talk about encroachment, most of the people who have constructed those areas were at one point authorized by either the local authorities or the city authority. And it's important that even as we talk about people living in that place, people must also be responsible, because at one point somebody authorized, and the authorized knowing very well that that was a river, part of the river. So, Honorable Speaker, let also the committee not be blind to the fact that some people must be held accountable for their actions. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. We'll stop here on this. I want to encourage Bowen and your team that have signed this petition. I did so deliberately because we have a heavy backlog with the Public Petitions Committee. And I found this to be, you want to say something? Yes, Bowen.
I think you are directed to Environment and Forestry.
That is not your committee.
No, it is Kawaya's.
Where is Kawaya? I thought Environment went with water.
No.
Whichever committee I've assigned, that's Environment Committee, Owen Bayer, inform them that I did so deliberately because of the heavy backlog of work with the Public Petitions Committee, with the understanding that this petition must be dealt with expeditiously so that it does not derail or undermine the process of cleaning up Nairobi River. If you may recall, there was a research by some NGO recently, about 2 years ago, that showed that Athi River, that meanders through Lower Eastern to the Indian Ocean, is poisoned all the way to the ocean because of Nairobi. And you should not compromise the cleaning up of the streams of Nairobi. London River, called Thames, was one time a sludge. Today you can swim in Thames, you can fish in Thames, and we can do the same. So inform Kawaya and his team that we will not give them the luxury of 60 days. They must finish and bring a report within the shortest time. And for avoidance of doubt, committees have got no authority to stop anything from going on. They only make recommendations that come to the House. And it's the House that makes the decision either way. Next order. Hold on, is Sunguya now in the House? He had a petition. The petition deferred. Next.
Order number 5,
Who has a
papers.
point of order? Yes, Gesairo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm just raising on a concern. As the MP of Kitutu Masaba, I've been holding brief for Kitutu Chache South. I see him in the House. I just wanted clarification whether he has finished his term, the sentence, so that I can hand over the files.
Honorable Kibagendi, how did you find yourself in the House? You are a stranger, you must leave. Until after 14 days. They are not. Are they over? Then why did Gesairo raise the point of order? That's frivolous, to say the least. You are out of order. If 14 days are over, then he's legitimately in the House. Yeah? I'm told 14 days ended yesterday. Ole Sunguya, you have a petition. If you are ready, present it. Apologize for coming late and present your petition.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to take this opportunity first to apologize for being late. I am coming from my constituency, a place called Olepolos.
That is not a reason, but go ahead.
I'm sorry, Speaker. Thank you. I want to take this opportunity to table a petition regarding the human-wildlife conflict, intervention and measures in Kajiado County. The Honorable Speaker, the undersigned on behalf of the resident of Kajiado West constituency draw the attention of the House to the following. One, that human-wildlife has escalated into humanitarian, economic, and environmental concern in the country with disproportionate impact to the communities residing in Kajiado County, particularly in wards adjacent to the National Park, wildlife conservancies, and established wildlife corridors. That despite these communities being the traditional custodian of the wildlife by virtue of living alongside wildlife habitats and migration corridors, they continue to bear disproportionate costs arising from the human-wildlife conflict, including loss of human life and injuries, destruction of crops, livestock, and homestead, infrastructure, ecological trauma, loss of livelihood. The Honorable Speaker, that according to the annual report of the Wildlife Service for the year 2022, more than 2,000 human-wildlife conflict incidents are recorded annually, affected counties, and that across the country, with the Kajiado County consistently ranking among the 3 most affected counties. And that between 2018 and 2022, at least 47 fatalities in more than 120 serious injuries were directly attributable to human-wildlife conflict incident within the county. That existing compensation mechanism for the victim of human-wildlife conflict remain ineffective, underfunded, arbitrary, and characterized by the prolonged delays, while the current compensation rate do not reflect true economic value of the losses suffered by affected communities. That inadequate in compensation framework had undermined the public support for the wildlife conservation and have in some instances led to retaliatory killing of the wildlife, thereby threatening our conservation and the sustainability of the tourism sector. Mr. Speaker, that effect by affected residents and local leadership to have the concern addressed by the Kenya Wildlife Service have not yielded satisfactory result. That the matter raised in this petition are not pending before the law of the constitutional body as a legal institution. Therefore, your human petitioners pray that the National Assembly, through the Public Petition Committee, engage the Kenya Wildlife Service and other relevant state agencies with a view to urgently addressing the escalating cases of human-wildlife conflict in Kajiado County. Recommend for the formulation of the comprehensive policy to provide for the following: a clear and reasonable timeline to the processing and payment of compensation, a claim arising from the human-wildlife conflict. Decentralization of the compensation assessment and approval processes to the county level in order to enhance efficiency and accessibility and ring-fence the human-wildlife conflict compensation fund, provide for predictable annual allocation, fair and equitable resources sharing mechanism to benefit communities hosting wildlife resources. Community-based conservation model and partnership with the local communities and ensure a meaningful community local conservation model and partnership with the local communities and ensure a meaningful community representation in wildlife governance and decision-making structure, and last, establishment of independent oversight and public reporting mechanism on human-wildlife conflict claim, compensation processes and mitigation outcome. Make any other recommendation it may deem appropriate to address the plight of the petitioner. I beg.
Thank you, Sunguya. Haika.
Thank you very much, Speaker, and I want to appreciate Honorable Sunguya for this petition. Mr. Speaker, human-wildlife conflict has remained a menace in most of the regions that are closer to the national parks. Taita Taveta, we are closer to Tsavo East National Park and Tsavo West National Park. Mr. Speaker, we have a problem. The cases of fertility are many because many people are being killed by, most especially the elephants. Places like Jipe, places like Mwaktau, places like Sagala, Lower Sagala and Bololo. This compensation is a problem, Mr. Speaker, because as much as we are trying to, our people are trying to coexist with the animals and the parks, the challenge remains the compensation. Mr. Speaker, like right now, it's a rainy season. Most people are going to the farms. But majority of our people are no longer farming because every time they struggle and farm, they don't get to harvest because animals break through the farms and they're the ones harvesting. So, Mr. Speaker, I support this petition. It is a problem and it needs to be handled with care. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity.
Martin Owino.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That petition is timely and relevant, but I wonder how we will be implementing these policies. Mr. Speaker, my constituency borders Ruma National Park, and we may even attempt to describe or describe differently the human conflict with the wildlife, not only resulting to injuries, it's also destruction of crops and escalation of hunger because of that. And that has gone on for a long time. Delay of compensation, which is not even commensurate with the damages, is also there. So my question, as we even take on this, is we have a lot of documentation in our books, in our shelves, but the implementation, Mr. Speaker, is lacking. What can we do to implement what we are passing in this House, even through regulations and policies we are talking about? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Russell.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I support this petition. For those of us who come from around wildlife sanctuaries, what Honorable colleague has raised is really fact, and the government is not able to do what even this House has passed as the law of the land, particularly in the area of compensation. It is not sustainable. And when you look at the growing population in Kenya, most of the wildlife sanctuaries have been inundated by settlement. The wildlife corridors have been closed off most of the time. So this petition must go far in trying to investigate on how we are going to have a lasting solution. Because so long as the wildlife areas have been constrained, then that conflict will be inevitable. It will always be there. So this petition is timely, and I think we really need to do something as a country. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Oundo, then you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let me thank Honorable Sunkuya for this petition, because the issue of human-wildlife conflict always erupts any time and has been with us for many, many times and many occasions. Honorable Speaker, we are aware that many times it arises out of encroachment by humans towards wildlife sanctuaries. And secondly, the issue comes in because the government or the executive of this National Assembly does not appropriate adequate funds for purpose of compensation. So that should be an area of focus, and we must be ingenious on how we'll raise funds for purpose of compensation. Because you can never tell who will be hurt, who will be injured, who will lose life. So to budget precisely becomes a very, very big challenge. We had the occasion to sit down with the PS and mention something about insurance fund for such kind of a thing. Finally, Honorable Speaker, we also suffer from human life conflict. The issue of hippos from Lake Victoria. In hardly every 3 or so months, we must bury somebody who has died or has drowned as a result of their canoes or boats being destroyed by hippos. Hippos cross over from the lake and destroy foodstuff and food crops. We need to deal with this matter one way or another. We leave it to the experts to advise us on how to proceed. I support the petition.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me to support that petition. And actually, the main issue I wanted to support and report to you and the House is the issue of hippos, Honorable Speaker, along River Nzoia. I want to be very particular, Honorable Speaker. Last week on Wednesday, one of my residents at a place called Chimo was accosted by a female hippo. And Honorable Speaker, a female hippo is always very, very dangerous, especially when...
hippos in Navajo.
Honorable Speaker, there are very many hippos along River Nzoia inside the water, and they normally stay outside, Honorable Speaker. It's really a big challenge. So when we are talking about, Honorable Speaker, the issue of human-wildlife conflict, let's not look at the land wildlife. Let's also look at the river lake wildlife, such as hippos, Honorable Speaker. So let that petition also encompass the effect of hippos, especially along River Nzoia, which are destroying both crops and human beings along the river, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Taitumu. Honorable Taitumu.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Human-wildlife conflict in Egembe North is rampant. Mr. Speaker, during the rainy season when farmers are planted and during the dry season, these animals stray away from Meru National Park, damaging crops that are grown by the people. To make the matter worse, even when they complain to the rangers and the people in charge, they reluctantly end to the core. And when they do, they reluctantly drive those animals from the farms to the next village. And in the evening or maybe at night, they come once again. Mr. Speaker, there must be a mechanism to compare the department concerned to pay the farmers whose their crops are damaged. But if you look at it, last year I raised a statement. And up to now, the people who lost their crops and those who are also injured have never been compensated. So I think there must be a mechanism to compare the department to pay the farmers for the crops damaged. And this is the high time we should support this petition to make sure it is well acted upon. Thank you.
Dr. Mutunga.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to support the petition. Honorable Speaker, I happen to be in a constituency where we have we boundary with wildlife in two areas. And those boundaries are always affected, Honorable Speaker, because animals cross over to feed on the farms of the people. And Honorable Speaker, when it comes to compensation, there is a problem. There is the estimate given by the agricultural experts or agricultural advisors, and there is what is captured by the Kenya Wildlife Service personnel. Honorable Speaker, there is always discrepancy between the two. On the other hand, Honorable Speaker, when it comes to paying the people, always we have a few people paid, and there is no clear declaration of the numbers of who should expect. People keep on expecting, Honorable Speaker. And we are wondering why can't the department in the Ministry of Wildlife Services have proper and credible data that they can use to basically pay the people. On the other hand, Honorable Speaker, when it comes to management of this particular exercise, sometimes they recruit people, some other times they ask us even for names for people to be recruited to assist in capturing the data. Sometimes the data captured does not tally with what the reality, and then we have a problem. So, Honorable Speaker, I think there is need for the State Department in the ministry to be very careful how they are handling this particular issue, because it's raising a lot more tension and a lot more anxiety than it is supposed to be solving the problem. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Member for KO. Is it North?
Thank you. Yeah, it's KO North, Mr. Speaker.
KO North, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also rise to support the petition. And Honorable Speaker, I think the issue of human-wildlife conflict has become a national concern. If you listen keenly to all the areas that have national, the game reserves or national parks, there are complaints all over, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in my constituency, I have a game reserve called Rimoi. And each and every time, farmers are struggling because elephants are coming out, destroying crops, human beings are losing their lives, and concerns have been raised. But I think KWS, it's either they lack the financial capacity or other mechanism, because each and every time when we raise concerns, it takes long, Mr. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, you know, losing a life caused by an elephant or a wild animal is very painful. It has even reached a point where people are asking, is it important to have an animal around, or we just
stay as a community peacefully without having those facilities around. So it's high time that we come together, and I want to ask the relevant departments to take the concerns of Kenyans more seriously because it is paining. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Mukunji.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also rise to say this petition on human-wildlife conflict, Honorable Speaker, and I want to urge this House to try as much as possible and enhance the budget for KWS. Honorable Speaker, when it comes to even the data to know who to compensate and getting the information right, Honorable Speaker, it is quite difficult. And I would agree with Sunkuya on the asks in the petition that there is a need to put quicker ways for compensation, ensure that we get clear way of identifying, including, Honorable Speaker, using the emerging technology, such as drones, to identify areas of risk. Honorable Speaker, in Embu, in Bere South, there is a serious crisis of women and young children being eaten by crocodiles from the river Tana, Honorable Speaker, a river that is serving Kenya with electricity. And I believe, Honorable Speaker, we need even to bring together the private sector, especially companies that benefit in some areas through either getting the natural resources and all that, Honorable Speaker. But this House must enhance the budget for KWS on matters to do with ensuring that they are well equipped, but also, Honorable Speaker, on making sure that compensation, it is a right for every person that has lost their livelihood, their lives, or even being maimed, Honorable Speaker, from wildlife. Honorable Speaker, I rise to support. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to stop here. Those I give, take 1 minute each. Asinyen, Turkana member, 1 minute each. Give Asinyen give Cecilia the mic.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this little chance to support this petition of human and wildlife conflict. Honorable Speaker, in the county where I come from, this conflict is on another level. Lake Turkana has burst its banks. Schools are floating in the lake. So the crocodiles are taking away people from classes. It is so painful, Honorable Speaker, on the side of Turkana. We only have one game park in Turkana South, and the rest of Turkana has got no game parks. Recently, in Lake Turkana again, that side of Lexon Ward, there was an incident of a leopard attacking a young boy. Honorable Speaker, we tried to supply even the concerned authorities with photos, but up to now, no action has been taken. The conflict between wildlife and humans should be looked into by the concerned ministry, Honorable Speaker. In Turkana, we need several game parks, not just one in Turkana South. There are wildlife roaming around, fighting people, destroying property, and people are losing lives, and nothing is being done.
Yes, Kombe.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa nafasi hii. Pia nami niunge mkono petition hii. Mheshimiwa Spika, ni jambo la kusikitisha sana ikiwa juzi tarehe 11 tulizika mwanafunzi wa grade ya 7 akiwa ameliwa sehemu na simba. Mheshimiwa Spika, ingekuwa vyema kama idara hii ya wanyama pori ingeweza kuwekewa fedha za kutosha ili kuona kwamba wanaweza kufidia wale ambao wanapoteza wapendwa wao, na si huyo kijana mmoja tu. Mwaka jana tulipoteza watoto 3 kule Chakama ambao walikuwa wameliwa na mamba. Mheshimiwa Spika,
Nilisema dakika moja, Mheshimiwa Kombe.
Ni sawa, ninamaliza. Mheshimiwa Spika,
mupe amalize.
Mheshimiwa Spika, ni masikitiko makuu sana, manake hata wanapodai fidia pia huchukua muda mrefu na pia hawalipi kwa wakati unaofaa. Nyoka pia nao wamekuwa kero, na Mheshimiwa Spika, idara hii ya wanyama ichukulie na itilie manani hao wanyama wao, ama sivyo hasa hawa simba. Juzi walionekana 2 tena magarini baada ya kula yule mtoto, walionekana 2 wakubwa na mtoto wao. Wasipochukuliwa hatua ya kuwarudisha kule wanakokaa, basi hatuna budi na sisi nasi kujilinda. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Rueda, 1 minute each.
Asante. Bwana Spika, nami nichangie kwenye hili ombi, ni muhimu sana, na pia hapa tulipitisha sheria ya wanyama wa bahari, lakini kule mashinani haijaanza kufanya kazi. Sheria tulipitisha, lakini hawa watu wa KWS bado hawajaanza kulipa watu wanaathiriwa na wanyama wa bahari. Pia Bwana Spika, hapa mpaka tutafute mbinu nzuri, manake leo nimeenda kwa komiti ya petition, kulikuwa na petition 4 ambazo ni ziko kwa KWS, lakini na hizi nyingine zinaenda. Sidhani kama hii komiti ya petition itaweza. Hii itabidi upange mpango Spika, hata kama ni kuja kwa wildlife tuwasaidie, manake petition ni nyingi kwa komiti. Leo asubuhi tumefanya petition 4 hizi za KWS. Asante.
Today, Millie, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we are speaking because it's a big issue in our constituencies.
Yes.
In Suba North, Mr. Speaker, we have a problem of hippo attacks and crocodile attacks. Mr. Speaker, there's a young man who was sponsored by CDF, and he finished his Form 4. He went to fish with the father, and both of them were killed in Kaskunga area. But that is just one case. This is a very serious issue where I come from, and Mr. Speaker, the issue of compensation always delays, and we want to urge that this be hastened. Honorable Karoli has also told me to also raise the issue which concerns both my constituency and his, which is the Ruma National Park, which affects both Lambwe and his constituency, where the wild animals and the monkeys destroy crop, and people are not able to earn their livelihoods. Mr. Speaker, I support.
Mwafrika, are there wild animals in Nairobi? Yes, Mwafrika.
Mr. Speaker, it has been said several times.
Yes.
That prevention is better than cure.
Yes.
That's why we have the Ministry of Tourism,
yes,
to make sure that we don't have that conflict between animals and human beings. The other aspect, Mr. Speaker, is the aspect of compensation. The ministry should come up with a very clear way of compensating those who are affected, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, member for, is it Garissa? Banissa. Yes, the new member for Banissa. Have you made your maiden speech yet? Go ahead. You have a minute. Give him the mic. You have it now.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to add my voice into the debate on the petition of animal, wildlife, human conflict. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Speaker, this issue is an age-old issue. Where I come from in Banissa, there has been cases and incidents of snake bites, and a lot of people have, lost their life and limbs because of snake bites, and there's no proper mechanism for compensation. And our game warders in that area have taken the roles of security. They are not enforcing, this issue of animal-human conflicts.
Honorable members, the last time I checked the law, I think this house, your house here, changed the law and removed snakes from compensation. So don't raise issues about compensation from snake bites. You removed the snakes from the list of animals where humans are compensated from their attacks. Ngelechei?
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. I also wish to add my voice on this.
You are the ones who did
Mr. Speaker, I think it is about time also we consider maybe adding resources to KWS if that is their challenge, because we have rarely seen anywhere where KWS has compensated anyone. And the destruction by wildlife is so massive in this country, it cannot be quantified enough. Like, for example, where I come in Elgeyo Marakwet County, there is a place whereby elephants wake up in the night called Endo Ward. By morning, they have uprooted all the mango trees that human beings have planted for several years. There is also another place called Emsa Ward. Recently, it attacked the farms and all the vegetables, watermelons and plants by human beings have been eaten. So, Mr. Speaker, I think we need to find a solution. Instead of complaining about KWS, we need to do something in this house. We add them the resources.
Betsimba, are there wildlife in Kisauni?
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Sina ndovu kwa Kisauni, lakini niko na tumbiri wengi sana. Mheshimiwa Spika, pia mimi nimesimama kuunga mkono ripoti hiyo. Kweli fujo ama vita baina ya wanyama pori na binadamu vimezidi na fidia zinachelewa. Mheshimiwa Spika, ningeomba bunge hili, fidia inachelewa kwa sababu fedha tunazozipatia ile wildlife ni kidogo. Tuongeze pesa ya kutosha ili kusudi wale waweze kulipa. Na tuwe na mpangilio wa kwamba ikiwa binadamu wasikaribie mahali wanyamapori wako, na wale walioko kwa wanyamapori kuchimbwe mitaro ili kusudi wasiweze kuvuka kwa binadamu, tuzuie mzozo huu. Asante sana Mheshimiwa.
Thank you. We'll end there. Jen Kihara, I want to stop here. Being a senior and your hand has been up for so long. 1 minute.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I'm sure you are talking about hippos.
In Naivasha, we suffer from two fronts. There are rhinos from the lake and buffaloes from Hell's Gate.
Rhinos from the lake?
No, not rhino. What do you call them? These hippos. Sorry. The hippos. The hippos are killing people every now and again. And then buffaloes. And when you call wildlife officers, the wardens, the reason they tell you is that there is no feed in the forest. That's why they are coming to where people are. So the destruction of properties, food, and even children going to school, we have to wait until later so that the children go to school. So it's very serious in Naivasha. The hippos and the buffalo.
We'll end here on that. Committee on Public Petitions. Kareke. Kareke, what is it? I wanted to stop there. You'll be the last. Do you have the mic?
Thank you. Thanks so much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to make a comment as I support the petition and indicated that indeed the use of human wildlife conflict is a matter of national concern.
The ministry oversight as a chair of tourism,
correct,
is responsible for these compensations, isn't it?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Give us an assurance.
Mr. Speaker, what I'm saying is that listening to my colleagues, honorable members, the issues of human wildlife conflict is a matter of national concern. Mr. Speaker, the committee currently is seized with more than 7 statements, which we are yet to bring before this House.
And Mr. Speaker, my humble request is that we have scheduled a meeting with the Cabinet Secretary next week on Thursday, 23rd. I would like to invite honorable members who have issues like the way they have been articulated in. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker was saying this, that next week on Thursday, we will be having a meeting with the Cabinet Secretary, the Director General of KWS, and the PS, and other stakeholders. And I would like to invite the honorable members to come and attend the meeting so that all the issues which have been articulated in this house, they can be addressed by the ministry. Mr. Speaker, as we sit here, the pending certified compensation, it is more than 6 billion. Mr. Speaker, the amount of money which this honorable house has allocated this financial year is less than 2 billion, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's just unfortunate that even listening to the members supporting this petition, when a committee will recommend enhanced resources so that we can be able to accomplish the issues of human-wildlife conflict, unfortunately, we lose it. We have appeared before the budget committee even supplementary. One of our requests was enhancement of resources so that we can be able to compensate the cases which have been certified, Mr. Speaker. But unfortunately, it becomes unsuccessful. So, Mr. Speaker, on the same way which the honorable members are supporting this petition, and raising the issues of human-wildlife conflict, I would humbly request the budget committee when I appear before the budget 26-27, they equally be able to support the committee so that we can be able to have enhanced resources. Mr. Speaker, the issue of mitigation and the issue of compensation. And without resources, Mr. Speaker, KWS cannot do far. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Petition committed to Committee on Public Petitions. Is the chair here, Karemba? Any member of the committee? Yeah. Yes, Janet, you are the vice chair, yes. Expeditiously deal with not only this Sunguya petition, but those pending on the same issues, and bring back a report.
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, allow me to acknowledge Greenvale School from Keses, Wasingishu County, in the Speaker's Gallery. On my behalf, in the public gallery. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Tuesday, 14th April 2026. Biannual report of the Commission and Administrative Justice for the period January to June 2025, and B, reports of the Auditor General and financial statement of Counselors and Psychologists Board for the year ended 30th June 2024 and 30th June 2025, and the certificates therein. C, reports of the Auditor General and financial statement for the year ended 30th June 2025, and the certificates therein in respect of 1, Anti-Counterfeit Authority, 2, Credit Guarantee Scheme, the National Treasury, 3, Dr. Daniel Wako Murende Technical and Vocational College, 4, Forum for the Registration of Democracy Kenya, Ford Kenya, 5, Gatundu South Technical and Vocational College, 6, Githunguri Technical and Vocational College, 7, Grand Dream Development Party, 8, Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee, 9, Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology Industrial Business Park, 10, Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technical Industrial Enterprises Limited, 11, Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology Noodles Limited, 12, Kaimosi Friends National Polytechnic, 13, Kapchepkor Technical and Training Institute, 14, Kenya Cultural Center, 15, Kenya Development Corporation, 16, Kenya Industry Research and Development Institute, 17, Kenya Institute of Mass Communication, 18, Kenya Meat Commission, 19, Kenya National Library Service, 20, Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, 21, Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, 22, Kenya National Innovation Agency, 23, Kenya National Trading Corporation Limited, 24, Keroka Technical Training Institute, 25, Kipchoba Tea Factory Limited, 26, Koitalel Samoei University College, 27, Konza Technopolis Development Authority, 28, Movement for Democracy and Growth Party, 29, Mukeo Vocational Training Center, 30, Nairobi Center for International Arbitration, 31, National Authority for the Campaign Against Alcohol and Drug Abuse, Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme, 32, National Environment Trust Fund, 33, National Environment Complaints Committee, 34, National Heroes Council, 35, National Police Service Commission, 36, National Research Crime Center, 37, New Kenya Cooperative Creameries Limited, 38, New Kenya Planters Cooperative Union, PLC, 39, Olesos National Polytechnic, 40, People's Democratic Party, PDP, 41, Power Distribution Last Mile Connectivity Project, EFD, credit number 1106 01F/CKE 1106 02G and 1EB, credit number F1 85348, Kenya Power and Lightning Company PLC. 42, President's Award Kenya. 43, Rural Electrification Scheme, Kenya Power and Lightning Company PLC. 44, State Department for Environment and Climate Change. 45, State Department for ICT and Digital Economy. 46, State House. 47, Tana River Technical and Training College. 48, Taveta Technical and Vocational College. And 49, United Progressive Alliance, UPA. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I lay.
Thank you. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, questions and statements.
Joseph Gitari, member for Kirinyaga Central.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I have a request for a statement regarding unlawful detention of a Kenyan in Saudi Arabia. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of Defense, Intelligence, and Foreign Relations regarding the alleged unlawful detention of Mr. Charles Modi Mago in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Honorable Speaker, Mr. Charles Modi Mago, who hails from Kirinyaga County, has been working in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as a driver for the past 10 years. During this period, he maintained regular communication with his family in Kenya until August 2025, when communication with him abruptly ceased. Upon making inquiries through his friends in Saudi Arabia, the family was informed that Mr. Mago had allegedly been arrested alongside other individuals on suspicion of being in possession of illegal drugs. It is reported that one of the suspects, who was arrested alongside him, was arraigned in court, charged, and subsequently sentenced. Alarmingly, Mr. Mago, who pleaded not guilty to the charges, remained in detention with no information provided to his family regarding the status of the case. The prolonged detention of Mr. Mago has caused immense distress to his family and raised concerns regarding the welfare and protection of Kenyan citizens working abroad.
Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations on the following. 1, the circumstances surrounding the arrest and continued detention of Mr. Charles Moti Mago in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the measures being taken by the government to establish the status of his case and ensure that he is accorded due process of law. Number 2, assistance extended by the government to Mr. Mago to ensure due process is accorded, and lastly, the long-term measure being taken by to safeguard the welfare and the rights of Kenyan citizens working in the foreign countries. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Chair, Defense and Foreign. Any member? Wangari, you're a member?
Yes, I'm a member, Mr.
2 weeks?
Speaker. 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Titus Lote. Titus Lote, member for Kacheliba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to request for a statement regarding delay in promotion of teachers in Kacheliba constituency. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order number 44, 2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education regarding delay promotion of teachers in Kacheliba constituency. Honorable Speaker, in 2017, the Teacher Service Commission adopted the career progression guidelines to provide for a structured framework for the promotion of teachers based on standardization criteria, including academic qualifications, experience, appraisal, and availability of vacancies. The guidelines were intended to streamline promotion and ensure fairness, transparency, and consistency in career growth within the teacher service. However, teachers in Kacheliba constituency have raised serious concerns regarding promotion stagnation, with many principal, head teachers, and their deputies having served in acting capacities for more than 6 years without substantive appointment. Further, these teachers have been reportedly not been remunerated through any acting allowance. This situation has resulted in diminished morale, frustrations, and undermine the objective of career progression guidelines. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Department Committee on Education on the following. Number 1, a report on the number of teachers promoted in Kacheliba constituency since 2017, including principals, head teachers, and deputy head teachers, and the reason for the delay in promotion of eligible teachers for over 6 years. Number 2, a report on the implementation of the status of career progression guideline, particularly on the promotion of teachers serving in acting capacity for prolonged period in Kacheliba constituency. And finally, the measures that the Teacher Service Commission has put in place to remedy career stagnation among teachers, including remuneration of acting allowance and strategies to enhance motivation of teachers. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Chair, Education. Any member from that committee? Or when you tell them 2 weeks? Ahmed Maalim, member for Banisa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to request for a statement regarding the road infrastructure in Banisa constituency. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the deteriorating state of road infrastructure in Banisa constituency. Honorable Speaker, road infrastructure within Banisa constituency is in dilapidated condition, which has occasioned loss of life, high transport costs due to wear and tear of vehicles, and destruction of property arising from frequent accidents. The roads are characterized by inadequate drainage system and structurally compromised formations, rendering them hazardous particularly during periods of heavy rainfall. Honorable Speaker, for instance, on the 24th of March, an area resident, Mr. Edin Hassan Amina, lost his life after his vehicle was swept away by flash flood along the Banisa Moyale Road. This incident underscores the persistent neglect of critical road infrastructure in the area. Honorable Speaker, having only recently emerged from the prolonged drought, residents are now grappling with the adverse effect of torrential rains, which have been exacerbated by inadequacy of the existing infrastructure. It is noteworthy that Banisa constituency has lacked direct parliamentary representation for a considerable period, resulting in sustained failure to address essential infrastructure projects and the deterioration of the already deplorable road infrastructure. This situation calls for urgent attention to restore the road to better condition. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following. 1, the measures being taken by the government to rehabilitate and upgrade the road infrastructure in Banisa constituency, and the immediate steps being taken to ensure accessibility of essential service within the area during the rainy season and the expected timeline of completion. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
When can you bring a response? 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Owen Bayer.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to take this moment and this time to, one, thank you, Honorable Speaker, for condoling with me, calling me on the phone when I lost my mother, and also coming over to mourn and attend the funeral and bury my mother. I also want to take this opportunity to thank every member, including my leader here, the Honorable Kimani Chungwa, for taking time actually to come during the funeral. But more important, I want to thank every member that prayed for us, that condoled with us, that made available financial support and moral support during that difficult time for my family. Honorable Speaker, I want to end there and say thank you, thank you, thank you very much, everyone. Asante sana. Speaker.
Yes, Wangari.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for indulging me. Mr. Speaker, on 1st of April, I requested a statement on the floor to the Committee on Internal Security on the death of baby Faiz Leslie Faraji, who died last month in Gilgil Hills Academy. Mr. Speaker, you directed that that statement be brought last week. It is now another week, and we still haven't heard from the committee. And this matter, Mr. Speaker, is a matter of national concern. I would like that we hear from the committee on how far the statement has gone and when we should expect it on the floor.
Tongoyo, are you ready?
Honorable Speaker, unfortunately, we are not.
When can you?
We have been in constant talk, even including with a member, and I've just called the person from the OP, and they had written actually a statement that it is underway. I will ask you, Speaker, maybe give us to Thursday. Hopefully, we'll be able to.
Thursday afternoon?
Yes.
Okay. Next order. Yes, Gisairo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, you'll recall that some time back, I did rise on a point of order in regard to the deductions on carer monies, the 22% and the 10%, where a total of 13 million had been deducted from every constituency. And you had guided that a response was to be brought within a week or so. Honorable Speaker.
Who was to bring that response? Was it majority leader or chair?
Majority leader.
It was majority leader?
Yeah.
Majority leader, do you have a response on that?
Yes, Honorable Speaker. I was hoping Honorable GK would be here because...
Who?
Honorable GK, the chair of the Transport Committee.
He's shaking hands with Murugara.
He's very busy with Honorable Murugara. and the Honorable Member for Buri. The CS wrote to me and indicated that it's a matter that he had already interacted with the committee on,
Yes.
and probably we could give the Honorable GK an opportunity. I'm certain he did not hear what the issue was about. It's about RMLF, the reduction of 13 million shillings, because I am aware the CS was to interact with the committee on that matter and to give a detailed response to that issue. And he had written to me indicating
GK,
that he was engaging with
can
the
you
committee.
bring a comprehensive response to that tomorrow afternoon?
Fortunately, Honorable Speaker, I do know how to multitask, so
Pardon?
I heard you, Honorable Ishungwa, well and clear. So, Honorable Speaker, we will avail a good response in the course of the week by Thursday. So Thursday afternoon, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Isairo Thursday? Yes. Next order. Yes, Honorable Millie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we were seeking your indulgence with Honorable Martin, if we could just talk a little about, or eulogize, the father of Honorable Dr. Nyikal, who passed on 2 days ago.
Martin Owino had seen me about it, but throughout the proceedings, he has showed no indication of wanting to say anything about it.
Mr. Speaker, it's just that Honorable Martin Owino is the elder of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and he's not been overtaken sometimes by the enemy, the devil, like me. I'm also the wife of an elder, but once in a while the devil steals me and I say my strange things. Him is more humble than me. So I'm actually tearing him. But we just wanted to say a little on...
Go ahead.
Yes, maybe if, with your kind permission,
Martin.
if you can start, then I follow.
Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I appreciate the time I rise to inform the House that we have lost the father of our brother, Dr. Nyikal, Wambura Nyikal. Mzee Eliud Nyikal Okaka passed on last Saturday when we had just gone to see him. After a few hours, he passed on. Mr. Speaker, life and legacy of Mzee Eliud Nyikal is laced with integrity, with values, discipline, and hard work. Mzee Eliud walked the chapter 6 even before we had the Constitution. And Mr. Speaker, that is evidence in his son, who is a fellow alumni of Onjiko, like me, we call it the Onjiko. Others also have DB here. But Dr. Nyikal is a renowned pediatrician. He's a career civil servant. Dr. Nyikal has been in this House, this is his third term, and is the current chair of the Health Committee. The burial of Mzee Eliud will take place in Seme on May 2nd. And Honorable Speaker, I want also to announce the members that the family has asked me to represent them, especially on behalf of the Parliament, in your responses, your interest, your logistics, which we have also discussed with the Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of myself, the people of Ndewa, I want to offer heartfelt condolences to the family. He's not only a father of my friend, but he's also a relative when we connect with Ndewa. We gave him a lady. And all these years, we have never pressed any return button. He took care of her very well, and the lady is still living. Mr. Speaker, with those few remarks, I want to urge the entire comrade in this House to pray for the family of Dr. Nyikal. Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Millie?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me take this opportunity too on my behalf and on behalf of the people of Suba North, to bring my condolences to the family of Nyikal on the loss of their father. Mr. Speaker, it was only about, I think sometimes last week when I was talking to Dr. Nyikal about the father, and when he told me that the father was alive, I was saying, you know, you're really blessed to have a father. Some of us lost our fathers when we were young, but Mr. Speaker, it doesn't matter how old, a father or a parent is usually very special in a person's life. We thank God for the many years that he gave Dr. Nyikal, and also for the children that he's been able to raise. And I want to agree that Dr. Nyikal is a person of integrity and serves this house with diligence. And even as he mourns his father, we wish to stand with him and say may his soul rest in eternal peace. Thank you.
Makali Mulu.
Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, let me join colleagues in really saying Paul to our colleague, Dr. Nyikal, for the loss of his father. Honorable Speaker, I really don't know Mr. Nyikal, but I've interacted with the son since 2013 when we joined this house. And there is this common saying, Mr. Speaker, that a tree will always give good fruits. And if you see good fruits from a tree, you know the tree is good, Honorable Speaker. So I'm imagining that Mzee must have also been a very good Mzee. And when we talk about integrity, Honorable Speaker, I can really confirm that Dr. Nyikal falls into that class of people who believe in high integrity. And it's a big loss to the family, big loss to the people of that constituency where Dr. Nyikal comes. So on my own behalf of my family, and behalf of the good people of Kitui Central, I want to send my deepest condolences to the family and wish my friend Dr. Nyikal all the best as we prepare to send his father to give him a befitting send-off. May the soul of Mzee rest in eternal peace. Amen.
Patrick.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker Eliza, the Vice Chairman of the Health Committee. My chairman is Dr. Nyikal. Theology is his father. I've had the advantage of working with Dr. Nyikal from last parliament to this parliament. I've had the opportunity of interacting with the old man, the father, and I can tell you Dr. Nyikal is one man, even at his old age, who loved his father dearly. Dr. Nyikal has been there for his father almost every day. I've seen the struggle, I've seen the pain in him. Anytime he talked about the pain the father was going through, I talked to him the day the father passed on, and I've never heard a man his age so heartbroken again. So, Mr. Speaker, I just stand to eulogize the old man and congratulate him for lacing up. Quite a great man in this country. Dr. Nyikal is quite a great man in this country. Working under him as his vice chairman, I can attest to the fact that Dr. Nyikal is a great man. And we say a fruit does not fall far from the tree. So we are brief. The things we see in Dr. Nyikal were put in him by the father who brought him up. We had the whole house. We support Dr. Nyikal. He is a ranking member in this parliament. He's someone who has served this house so diligently. So let's support him. We have a group we are contributing. Let's support him to give his father a decent send-off. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. We send our collective condolences to Dr. Nyikal. I'm told the burial is on 2nd, so we'll play our part. Next order.
Order number 8, the Special Economic Zones Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 8 of 2026, second reading. Mover to reply.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me first to thank in a very special way the Committee for Trade and the Honorable Shinali and the Vice Chair Marianne and all the other 13 members of that committee for the immense work that they put in consideration of this bill. Two, allow me to thank all the members, because when we began debate on this bill last week, not a single member opposed this bill. And even those who had certain reservations expressed their reservations without opposing the bill, and therefore is a bill that had support across the board. And many of our members appreciate the need to amend the Special Economic Zones Act to be able to bring into the fold of the CESA Act the midstream and upstream oil production industry. Honorable Speaker, because there are also members from Turkana County who contributed to this bill in support, just to buttress the point that was said by many people that indeed part of the hurdles that have bedeviled this industry of oil production in this country will be cured by the provisions that are here in this bill. And I know there are certain concerns on other sectors, some which I can see the committee did consider for those who bother to go through the report. And when we get to the committee of the whole house, we'll be relooking into some of the issues that members raised that could, in a big way, improve the workability of this particular piece of legislation. I thank all members, Honorable Speaker, and I pray that when we go to the committee of the whole, those who had proposed amendments can start working on them so that we may be able to consider them together in a committee. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I beg to reply.
Members on their feet, take your seats. Honorable members, I'll now put the question at order number 8, which is the Special Economic Zones Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 8 of 2026, be now read a second time. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Special Economic Zones Act and for connected purposes.
Next.
Order number 9, motion, consideration of Senate amendments to the Technopolis Bill, National Assembly Bill number 6 of 2024.
Members, I wish to guide you at orders number 9 and 10. I've looked at the committee reports. At order number 9, the committee appears to agree with all the amendments from the Senate. At order number 10, the committee appears to reject each and every amendment from the Senate. At order number 11, the same two orders are going to committee of the whole house. So I would advise, unless there's somebody with a pressing issue on the two orders, we have a mover, seconder, question put. Second at 10, mover, seconder, question put. Then if you have any issues, deal with them at the committee stage. At order number 10, if you vote in the negative, then there will be no committee to go through. We'll straight away commit the bill to mediation, in which case I'll wait for your majority leadership in consultation with the minority to propose names to the mediation committee, which will forward to the other house, and they'll also nominate a similar number, and they can deal with the matter in mediation. So we'll proceed that way. Clerk, call out order number 9.
Order number 9.
Lost his life